my fellow ghouls, goblins, and ghosts. Welcome back on this dreadfully spooktacular day. And just in case you're new here and you don't know who I am, well, my name is Purgatory, the Queen of Samhain, and I want to welcome you to my Catacombs of Creepiness. Here in my Catacombs of Creepiness, we talk all things horror, big or small. So if you love the horror genre just as much as I do, be sure to smash the like button below and hit subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on all platforms, that's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at PurgatoriHorror. Alright creeps, let's get into today's video, shall we? I'm literally super stoked out of my mind right now because I discovered a 90s horror gem last week. And I had no idea this existed, and I'm so glad it does. And once you hear this, you will be too. I am talking about Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell, 1995. AKA the Japanese Evil Dead. Yes, this film is like a Japanese version of The Evil Dead, and it's such a fun, fantastic little movie. And guess what? That's even the tagline, aka the Japanese Evil Dead. How awesome, right? Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell, 1995, was both written and directed by Shinichi Fukazawa, with a runtime of only 63 minutes long. Yes, a short but sweet bloody horror gem, if you will. The story starts off sometime in the 1970s with a very jealous, possessive woman who is trying to kill her ex, who ends up being the main character of the film's father, because he is in love with another woman. Out of self-defense, he ends up killing his ex-lover and burying her body underneath the floorboards of the house. Fun. And her spirit appears to enter a necklace, and this necklace seems to look not a lot, but just a little similar to the necklace Ash gives to his girlfriend Linda in Evil Dead. Now, it doesn't look exactly the same, but for some reason to me the necklace kind of reminded me of Linda's necklace in Evil Dead. It's not exactly the same, but it kind of reminded me of it a little bit. Anyway, fast forward to 20 years later, and Shinji, the son of the man who killed his ex-lover at the beginning of the film, he's all grown up and is now a very hardcore, passionate bodybuilder. Which now I guess you know why it's called Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell. He receives a phone call from his ex-girlfriend who happens to be a journalist who writes reports on haunted houses. Ooh. Sounds like it's right up my alley. They meet up and Shinji shows her a picture of his father's old house where a ghost seemed to be appearing in the window. He agrees to take her and a psychic to this house to investigate. Bad idea. Shinji, of course, is a skeptic who doesn't believe in the supernatural, so he and the medium don't seem to get along very well, as Shinji likes to sort of poke fun at him a little bit. As they are inside the house investigating, the medium decides to try to communicate with the ghost of the dead girl. Very, very bad idea. Upon doing this, she attacks the three of them, knocking a clock across the room, which knocks the medium out cold. They take the medium back outside to the car, and of course the car won't start when they try to leave. When the medium awakens, he decides he needs to see what this evil spirit is up to, so he decides to go back inside the house alone. Lots of bad decisions are being made in this film. But in all honesty, guys, would we have a horror film if no one made any bad decisions? I think not. As he goes inside alone, the ghost of the girl kills him and possesses his body. She forces him to swallow her necklace, and that apparently is the final nail in the coffin. He is officially becoming possessed. The two notice that the medium is taking a very long time, and they decide to go inside to see if he's okay. They see him bleeding out on the floor and quickly run to his aid, which is when he's still kind of alive and warns them to get out quickly before he completely dies. He then fully dies, and that's when the doors and the windows all lock throughout the house, and nobody is allowed to escape at this point. The medium is now possessed and is in full-on deadite mode, trying to attack and kill both Shinji and his ex-girlfriend. The film is super gory and super campy, which is why I love it, and I love how lo-fi it looks and the way it was shot. But why do they call it the Japanese Evil Dead? The possessed are very deadite-ish, if that makes sense. They act like deadites, talk like deadites, etc. Plus, the only way to kill them is to dismember them, just like deadites. Film is clearly more of an homage to both Evil Dead 1 and 2. You could tell the filmmaker Shinichi Fukuzawa was heavily inspired by Sam Raimi, which is awesome. He also appeared to get a lot of his inspiration from horror manga and a few other horror films as well. Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell, in my opinion, is Shinichi Fukuzawa's love letter to the horror genre, and I believe it is a fun, gory, phenomenal film. There were even two awesome scenes where his character Shinji says Bruce Campbell's infamous line, "Groovy and come get some." That was fun. I loved that. Shinichi Fukuzawa deserves all the love and praise for this one. It was a fantastic time, and you could tell it was a love letter to the horror genre. That I have to appreciate. I actually plan on getting this film for my collection. That's how much I loved it. And I actually ended up watching it twice in 1 week, so yeah. So my official rating for this film? You guessed it, 5 out of 5 skulls. I mean, how can I not? It's gory, there's blood, there's guts, there's awesome stop motion. It's fantastic. I love it. Go watch it. It's streaming on Tubi for free, and it's also available on Shudder if you have that service, which is where I watched it. Well, that just about does it for today's video. This week, I will be working on my next video project, which is The Exorcist 1973 versus Satan, aka The Turkish Exorcist 1974. That's what I'm really looking forward to doing, and I hope you guys will be looking forward to it as well. Be sure to give me a like and subscribe. Hit the little bell notification so you never miss when I post a video. Also, if you are looking to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, I do have a Patreon where I post extra horror content, and I'll put the link to that in the description below. It's a wonderful way if you want alternative ways to support the channel. I post all the time on there, written reviews, art, poetry, even short stories, and a few extra things if you look at the tiers. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at PurgatoriHorror. And to my fellow patrons, I'd like to say thank you for your support. I appreciate you, and I am so, so grateful for you. You guys rock. I love you. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I love you. So long, and pleasant screams.